When you sign on that dotted line, the sands of time start to fall. The judgment day steps closer each second until it's finally time to make that walk, to lay it all on the line in the name of glory. It's fight week once more. We have got all you need. Welcome once again to OKTAGON Hype. So welcome again to OKTAGON Hype. We are at episode 10 already. My name is Bryan Lacey, and again, it's a pleasure to welcome the one, the only, Josh Goodgen. How are you, mate?
Crowd goes wild.
Wild,
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, Josh. I'm all right, Josh. Oh, what's this?
Whoa, what's that, mate?
This? Oh, presenter of the year, Josh. Look at this.
Out of town.
Can you hear that?
We can hear that, yes.
It sounds like it's made of the skull of my brother. The presenter of the year. Now, Josh, when stuff like this happens to people, changes them, doesn't it, Josh?
A little bit.
I want you to know that I, Bryan Lacey, this one award has not changed me a bit, Josh. I just want you to know that you're gonna get the same guy that walked in the studio 10 episodes ago is back with you, Josh. Is back with you. So cheers to that.
You don't look a spot different. Where's my champagne?
Well, luckily, Josh, I've had some adjustments done to this wonderful studio. It's very dark with this on. I can't see anything.
Mate, you look so much cooler though. You've got it infinitely cooler.
So I've made some adjustments. I don't know if you see this. I've had this added to the studio. Watch this.
Some more champagne, Mr. Lacey.
Yes, George. Thank you very much.
So you've got George in doing the delivery.
I found this guy at a service station outside
George, get me
Leeds.
some. Where's mine?
That's it. He can have some as well. Cheers. Award-winning show
Thank you,
guys. Award-winning show. So I found George. I found him outside the service station in Leeds. I also found his brother. Watch this. Watch what happens with this one. Yes.
So you get a massage.
Thank you. That's his twin brother. He looks the same, but it's the same. Watch. Here he comes again. That's right. That's it. Thank you very much. Oh, hey. Thank you very much. Listen,
this show just gets weirder and weirder.
It gets weirder, but it gets more exciting.
Mate, can I just say, on behalf of the rest of the audience, massive congratulations on winning that award.
Oh, you're a star. You're a star.
Well deserved.
Thank you very much. Do you know what? Because it was voted for by the people that work in OKTAGON, it means a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I said a few words there, just how grateful I was, and what a journey it's been. But I also got to thank, the MVP in my life has got to be my wife, because putting up with me traveling around the world, the globe, I watch fights whenever I can. So there's a thing now where she's banned me watching them in bed, because as she's falling asleep, I'm twitching as punches are coming in. She just sat one night, she went, "Get the out of bed." So there's been a ban on that. So this is for her as well, mate. There you go.
Yeah, congratulations.
Ah, dear. But forget me, Josh. Forget me, because it's not about me this week. It's fight week again.
It's fight week. I'm so excited for this show.
Oh my God, we're going to talk so much about this card. So many exciting things. I want to talk a little bit before that about what happened last week and when this award ceremony happened, because the plans OKTAGON have got for the next 2 years, which we discussed, are fantastic. So exciting about their vision, where they want to be. We sat as well. We all got to meet the different heads of each of the departments, which when you're working in different places, you kind of feel like you're on your own, but there's 70 staff members.
No way.
70 staff members, from the videographers, the graphics, the fighter relations, the transport, everyone's social media. And they all told us a little bit about what they do and how they do it. And to get that insight, I mean, we're one little bit on the edge. And then to dig deep into it and to see exactly how much work and effort and what preparation, and then on top of that, the heart and passion they have for the jobs. That is, it was so good and so inspiring. And as we come towards the end of the year with 2 big events, it feels like it set us up for a huge 2023, Josh.
Mate, like you said, I as a fan, you don't often consider what it takes to even just put one event on, but the frequency of which OKTAGON keep just going banger after banger after banger. And then when I got to come to Brno and meet the different people, it was mind blowing to see how many people it takes to bring that to life. And like you said, it's a well-oiled machine. It's it's like the circus that just keeps rolling on, isn't it?
Circus indeed, Octagon Circus. And at the head of that are the two ringmasters, Pavel and Andre. I got to show you this though, Josh, right? Because they did the awards ceremony in this little cave, a wine cellar in Mikulov. And this is their entrance, and they came on like dancing to it, and proper dad dancing. What I like about it though is Andre's full in, he's in, right? And Pavel doesn't realize he's going to keep going for the whole intro for the song. It reminded me of that. Do you know the football meme? Do you know the one where the manager walks in and he starts slowly dancing and then he kicks off? That as soon as I saw them doing that, it gave me that warm, happy glow of that sort of thing. So exciting things to come. Equally exciting things going down in less than a week. Octagon 37 happens in Ostrava, Josh. The big fight between Kike Britto taking on the longest reigning champion in Octagon history, David Kozma. Plus, we've got all the other fights underneath. We've got that 145-pound title fight, the vacant belt between Tichota and Matous Sanikidze also on the line there. But let's talk about the main event very quickly. I've introduced you to David Kozma. You've promised you're going to get pink hair.
I even commented on Pavel's Instagram post saying Bryan and I will be there with pink hair.
Bryan and I 100% did not say anything about pink hair. And I don't think Kaik Brito looking at the cage with the commentator wearing a Kozma shirt and pink hair is going to think that's unbiased, will he?
No.
But let's look briefly. We know how good Kozma is. We know what sort of a champion is he well. Look at how active he is. Look at that streak since he won the belt against Gabor Borosh to now. Going up to his 6th title defense. All those fighters are the top of the creme de la creme of the welterweight division that have come through Octagon. Really big names, really tough fights. And he's not whitewashed everybody. He's had to face adversity in pretty much every single fight he's faced. That to me, Josh, and again, we talk about what makes it a champion. There's so many factors, but being somebody that is unbreakable in spirit, in mind, in body, and then delivering time and time again these performances where on a number of those fight cards, he's down on the scorecards as he goes into the 3rd round. It's the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the championship rounds where he really shines.
That's the most amazing part about him as a champion. And, you know, we saw the graphic there where he's holding 6 belts.
Yeah.
You can't underestimate that. Like the confidence that even though you know you're going to go in some deep waters, knowing that you've come out of time and time again, won yourself a belt, that's got to help with when you get into the cage. On the opposite side, if somebody's coming in and this is their first championship fight, that's a lot of pressure on somebody's shoulders.
You've teed me up beautifully, Josh. Josh, you're good. You're really good. So let's talk about the opponent, because let's first of all look at them side by side. This is their average times to victory in the Octagon cage.
That's terrifying.
14 minutes, 7 seconds. Kozma's average time to victory is 1 minute, 10 seconds. Kaik Brito. Now, when you talk about dangerous opponents, I honestly don't think there's any more dangerous than Kaik Brito. Let's look at his MMA record, 15-4. 15-4, great record. He's made that around the world. This is traveling not just to the Czech Republic, but he's fought in places like Russia as well, which is a tough place to go. 15-4, all 15 wins are by knockout. He has that magic touch. You look at the Kalashnik fight, you look at the Bricek fight, but then you look at his previous combat sports history. So he fought in Muay Thai. Let's have a look. I've got it written down here. So he's got 20 fights as an amateur in Muay Thai, 11 fights as a professional, 31 fights. His record is 30-1. Every single victory, 30 victories by knockout. 15 by KO in MMA, 30 by KO in Muay Thai. It doesn't come any more dangerous than this, because that one punch for 25 minutes, that one punch could be the thing. He could lose 14 minutes, he could lose 24 minutes, 59 seconds of this fight and connect with that one punch, and that will be the belt changing hands. That's what makes this epic.
And we've seen that in various organisations before, where you think it's all said and done, and it just takes that one shot at the wrong time, and that's it, game on. That is probably one of the most impressive records I think I've ever heard.
And they're legit fights. When you look at his record, they are legit opponents. When I'm cage side, he doesn't look like much. He's not a heavily muscle-massed guy. But when his punches connect, like the one with Kalashnik that just sent him face down, when it connected, it made a different noise. a totally different noise. And that's what Kozma has got. He gets hit, Kozma.
Yeah, I've got
gets
goosebumps.
hit. He gets hit. This is the aim. He gets hit in every single fight. He comes out with big damage in every single fight. He's never fought a guy that could hurt him the way that Kaik Brito could. So this is a real main event. Then on the shoulders of the main event will sit on the shoulders of this co-main event, which is two of the most talented up-and-comers I have seen around the world. Sanikidze from Georgia taking on Jakub Tichota from the Czech Republic. Now, Jakub Tichota, he's 22, I think, maybe 23. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu already. He's one of the coaches at Reinders MMA. He coaches the young kids, the young pros coming up and through. His fight camp started, or his professional fight record, I should say, started Octagon Prime 3. That's how long ago it was, Prime 3. He debuted, his first professional fight was against Miguel Conrad, against somebody who had 12 professional fights. This young kid went and faced adversity in that fight, but then showed his skill, his technique, his heart, took the back, got that rear naked choke fight. 0-0 against a 12-fight professional, a legit 12-fight professional, and that's what he's done. Every single fight since then, Josh, he has grown. He's faced men, real men, like scary dudes from around the world, and he's manhandled them. He's faced Koreta from Poland, and that fight for me was, again, two up-and-coming, really talented young fighters, and he controlled him. He showed his fighting IQ on top of his fighting skill. He's facing Matous Sanikidze, who, for me, when you look at the David Moon fight in particular, he is world class. His grappling, his the way he can position the fight where he is in a dominant position and the other guy is chasing it, the way he can exhaust you with his pressure. So for me, Josh, two young fighters. They've never fought for a belt before. Both of them have never been 5 rounds before. But December 3rd, they will vie for that Octagon 145-pound belt. Wow.
Unbelievable, Brian. Like the fact that that's a vacant belt, that both guys coming in hungry, there's no champion there as it currently stands. Everything's to play for. That is a top-notch co-main event.
The whole card's great, but the top 2 fights, the world title fights, are truly world class. And we're going to talk to Jakub Tichota to get his thoughts on his first shot at gold right now. So we welcome the one, the only Jakub Tichota, my friend. Thank you for joining me. What an exciting week ahead. You're fighting for the title. How excited are you?
Yeah. Hi, thank you for inviting me here. And I'm really excited because it will be the biggest fight of my career. And it will be against good opponent. And Octagon title is like a big stepping stone in my career. And I'm looking forward to have it around my waist.
Well, listen, you talk about this career. Before we talk about the fight, the opponent, and everything that comes with the championship, let's talk about you, because you've been doing this since you were tiny, right? This is something that you have followed. You've been dedicated in. They've shown videos of you in little tournaments. How did you start in martial arts? Was it taekwondo or kickboxing? What was the beginning?
It was with karate. I was like, my parents are very like athletes. They are not like profi athletes, but they are into fitness and healthy lifestyle. And they like going with me to the sports, all kind of, since my young age. And at the 7 years old, when I was in the 2nd class, I heard about karate class in the school. A few classmates went there and I was really exciting. So I went there too. And it totally caught me, and I was on battle and in the combat sports, and it opened me this world, this beautiful world, and my passion.
So let's go back to when you're 7 and you're competing, because we've got those video footage of you actually in the competition. For most young people, because it is contact as well. I know it was no headshots or anything. But the fights then, even like managing that.
Semi-contact,
Semi-contact, but it's still a fight, right? What was that like? Is that one of the reasons you knew you wanted to do this? Because when I've watched those fights back when you were younger, the other kids seem kind of scared, but you seem alive. You're like bouncing, you're ready. Did it awaken something in you where you thought, actually, I thrive on this sort of competition?
Yeah, I felt the hype for it. I felt like the passion of going there and really fight, because I'm normal, like kind person, but when I'm in fight mode, I'm going like it's a freedom for me, for my creativity, for my aggression, for my everything.
Well, the next fight is for this title, the 145-pound belt. You talked to me a few fights ago about your plan to get to that title. It's here, it's now. Your opponent is Matous Sanikidze, who is a great fighter, but has been very interesting on social media as well. You talk about your Van Damme splits. He made a post out of that. He turned you and Kieta into what I will say are some very hot women. You're looking good. But what was that like when you were seeing him post stuff like this? What was your reaction to the social media side that he's kind of brought to this fight?
It it didn't affect me. I saw it like a few days after when someone sent it to me, but it wasn't like a big like in the society, like they talk about it and like that, and I didn't react on it. I think it's the way how he wants to present the fight, but I don't think it's the ideal way, because he could call it in his post-fight interview, and he didn't have one, and on his social medias where he's not so active or so phenom, it's kind of poor to do this, but I'm okay with it. I'm I don't know. I'm fine. It didn't hurt me, and absolutely didn't affect the way I'm going to the fight, going to fight him and going to beat him.
Whenever I've talked to you, your intelligence for fighting, your understanding of the dynamics of opponents, their body types, their skill set, it's astounding. Again, it shows you're a real student of martial arts. How do you break down Matous Sanikidze? What do you think his biggest strengths are? What do you think his game plan against you is going to be?
Yeah, of course, I'm not gonna like do here some tactics things, but you can see on him he's unorthodox fighter. He's a long with a long like trunk, and he has huge arms, not huge but long arms, and he has a strong wrestling. So it's his power skill, but I'm not afraid of it. I think, and honestly, I believe I will dominate him in every aspect, like stand up, wrestling, grappling, and you can watch it out in week and a half, because I think I'm really better fighter, and not just in few aspects, but at all, like physically, mentally, um, conditionally, strengthly, stand up, grappling, wrestling, everything, and I'm gonna prove it.
You went to All Stars, right? You've had a little bit of time out there to finish your camp at All Stars. Tell us about how that came about and what it was like training over there.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was like my plan was be there for the week of sparring sessions with another guys, and it was great because there were a lot of guys in my weight division, like around bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, and uh, basically like the most of them were very good wrestlers. So it was good for me, and I didn't spar with them anytime. So it was kind of a hard week of sparrings, because every day the main session was like hour and a half of sparrings, um,
Wow.
all kind of sparrings, yeah, like on the wall, complete sparrings, grappling rounds, and it was very good. It was perfect because I have no injuries from it. I was a little bit afraid it was like too short time before the fight, that if something happened, it will affect a little bit my final preparation here, like 2 weeks. But I'm completely okay without injuries, and it completely did the job what I was expecting from it, from the Sweden, and it was a huge adventure because I went there alone. Matej Peñas was there too. He lives there for a little time, so it was nice to see him because we are like training partners here in Reinders MMA. So it was great, and the complete gym was good. Yeah, guys were great, and I'm very happy I had this chance to be there and finish my preparation.
Another guy who's had a few words to say, especially about this fight, is the 155-pound champion. Lozen Kieta was on the show last week, and he said, I don't know whether he was pretending not to know who you guys were. He was like, I'm not sure. There's a 5-0 guy, and there's another guy, and I'm not sure. I think he is sure. I think he does know who you are. I think he absolutely will have his eye on this fight. He said in his interview with me, he believes that he could beat you both in one night. He thinks he could have that fight, take that belt, be the champ, and it would be easy work for him. What do you have to say to that? What do you think of those words from Kieta?
He could think what he wants, but it's not true. I'm totally in this fight. After that, if I will be success, what I will be. And then it looks like by OKTAGON posts and Keita's posts, like this fight maybe will happen. So I'm ready to beat him. Yeah, I'm ready to beat him, and confidently I can say it will not be easy fight. It will be the hardest night of his life because he will have his first professional loss if he goes with me. So maybe he will make another plan when he will see me in the cage the next week. But after that fight, now I'm totally interested in Matous Sanikidze. I'm focusing on it. But after that, it's looking like the Keita will be maybe the next.
Hey, listen, my friend, it's more than great to have for our paths to have crossed, for me to call your fights as well again. And I tell you this honestly and truthfully, when people ask me to talk about certain fighters or which weight classes people should watch, or if they haven't checked an octagon out, one of the main fighters I point them towards is you. I say this is one of the most talented, most dedicated young athletes, and I believe with the biggest potential out there as well. The world is your oyster, and I'm excited to see you go head to head with another fantastic talent in Matous Sanikidze on December 3rd, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it very, very much, because it's honor for me to be called by you, because I know you from the IMAF tournaments world when you commentated there. So we have a long journey right now to the octagon. Our path crosses every time, and it's really honor to my fights being commented by you. I have to say your commentatory is great, and thank you for that. Thank you for doing that for us.
You do it for me. I just sit with a microphone. You do the hard work, and I look forward to once again being the guy screaming at the cage with you in there fighting for that belt. Jakub Tichota, thank you so much. From everyone here at Octagon Hype, from everyone at Octagon, we will see you in the cage December 3rd. So that is Jakub Tichota. He will fight Matous Sanikidze for that vacant 145-pound belt, that featherweight title, in just a few days. That's December 3rd in Ostrava. Now, a guy that I know really well. I've commentated with him. I've called some of his fights. And somebody who hosted the Octagon Awards is Jan Malak. Now, he's a real personality. He's a big star in the Czech Republic, Slovakia. And he's just had a huge fight signed. Josh, he's taking on Matous Kohout. Not a cooking. Not a cooking. There's no grill master, MMA grill master title going on here. But these two elite strikers are going to go face to face December 30th, the big show of the year. So let's talk to Jan Malak now. So here we are, father, fighter, comedian, and host of the Octagon Awards, none other than Jan Malak. How are you, brother?
Hey, Brian, how you doing? Yeah, host.
I'm happy.
Host for the first time. That it was a weekend. It was Thursday night. Yeah, host for the first time.
You were amazing, like literally. Because obviously, been around each other. We've talked about comedy because we've both done it. But seeing you host the awards, you had jokes, dude. You had very good jokes. And I think everybody felt that you were the perfect person to host it. And it couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah, thank you once again. I enjoyed the night. Before that night, I wasn't so sure that I'm gonna enjoy that hosting itself, but I kind of enjoyed it.
You were great. You were great. Also,
thank you.
It was a good night.
Yeah,
it was a good night, right? It was a good night. Yeah.
You and your award. Listen. You receive award, and usually when people receive the award, they just they go straight back to their seat and they sit down and they enjoy the award. But you sat down. I had a speech about you, how a good person, a huge professional you are, and then Andrzej Nowotny had a speech about you. So that kind of shows who you are to me, to the promotion, and to all of the staff of Octagon MMA.
It felt really like it's been a special journey, this, for me with Octagon. It's felt really fun. I've had some great moments, and I've got to say some of my favorite moments have been sat cage side or not cage side, way up in the rafters commentating with you, because I got to thank you as well, man. You are so welcoming, and your insight, your knowledge of the local scene and the local fighters, and then also seeing the fans with you. Like, they love you at Octagon. It's one of those things where with all the people I've bumped into and met and worked with, I don't want to give you too much of a big ego, my friend, but you're way up there as one of my favorite.
Thank you again. And you can't even boost my ego. My ego is at the highest level already, so you can say whatever you like.
And what's it like to? I'll talk to you about commentating in a second, but having those arenas to walk out into, but being part of those big shows like you, that we're going to talk about the fight they've just announced with you in a little while, but that's, as a fighter, right, that's got to be super exciting to know that you're going to walk out into a fantastic arena with the big crowd, with everything that comes with it.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing about it. I mean, when you're training, let's say for 3 months, and then you have a chance to fight in front of, O2 Arena is for 20,000 people. In front of 20,000 people is just amazing. Yeah, it's
crazy.
Great. Yeah, it's crazy. But on the other hand, sometimes I don't feel like commentating or calling the fights just because I'm jealous. I envy those guys who are fighting and I'm not fighting. I'm just calling and they're fighting, and it ain't gotta be just O2 Arena. It can be Ostrava Arena, Štvanice. You know me.
Štvanice. You said this to me. You looked at the thing. You're like, I should be here. I want to fight here. I want to do this. It's crazy.
Yes.
Absolutely crazy.
Yes.
I know there was a big gap between your last fight in Octagon and the one you've just had just now.
Yes.
You were itching to get back in there. That was an impressive victory for me because of the amount of time you had out. It looked like not an easy fight either, because the 3 rounds with the guy, you started kind of fast and then you had to rebuild into the fight as it went on. But you must have felt so good to get back in there, and then on top of that, to get the win. Just sum up what it was like being on the sidelines, but then also getting to step in and get that victory.
Yes. You're absolutely right. That those 11 months when I was off for 11 months. I'm sorry, and I was looking forward to this fight, but also I agreed. It wasn't signed yet, but I agreed with Andrzej and Ondra Nowotny on a fight with Kohout. So still in the back of my head was I had a feeling like I gotta win this fight. I gotta go through Lepkowski. No matter what happens, I gotta win, because I got a promised O2 Arena fight with Kohout.
And that's signed now.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Mixed emotions. I was looking forward to fight, but on the other hand, I knew I can't lose. Lose. Sorry, lose.
No, lose. And he got the victory. So that now you tell me this, I understand there must have been happiness but relief at the same time. And now they've just announced this Kohout fight, which is huge. It's massive for me as far as your styles going head to head. That's got to be a very motivating challenge for you. And again, in the O2 on the same card as Vemola, Kincl. That's everything to finish the year, right? That's a super exciting way to get back in there and back in front of the Octagon fans.
Yes, it is. That fight with Kohout was a long time coming because, as you know, as Octagon fans know, we are supposed to fight on Octagon 16 card, spring of 2020. Then the event got canceled due to COVID restrictions, and now it's finally here. And for those 2.5 years, I was patiently waiting, and I knew that it's gonna come. And I know that I'm gonna. I don't want to say I know 100% that I'm gonna be victorious because it's a fight. Anything can happen. But I know on 100% that I'm gonna give everything to this preparation. Everything.
What excites you most about this fight? And I'm not talking about the person. I mean the style. What excites you most about your style matching with Kohout's?
Yeah, that he's not gonna take me to the ground.
That's simple.
I hope so.
Yeah. That's the case, right? You want to test your striking with his striking because you've both got such a story.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit more about Jakub Tichota because he has this big fight coming up. He's fighting for the title. I've called, I think, 3 of his fights now out of his 5 so far. I called some of his fights in the IMAF as well. So I've watched this journey, this trajectory. This young kid is on, this chimp, this absolute monster. Just how good is he? And what do you expect to see from him on December 3rd?
Me, I'm good in certain areas. Other guys are good in certain areas, but he's good in everything. Plus, he always keeps his poker face. I've never seen him nervous, angry, or whatever. He's always calm, collected, cool, and he's got it all.
Another guy you have in your gym as well is Carlos Vemola. He's got his huge fight coming up as well, and everyone's always asking questions about him come down in weight, what he's like to train with. Just what is it like having him in the gym and his intensity? I'll say it like that, to train side by side with.
Yeah, I think the main thing that comes with having Carlos Vemola in the gym is that I don't want to say non-stop presence of cameras, but every other practice there are camera guys and always someone rolling. So that's probably the main thing about it. And when it comes to other things, he's got great tips when it comes to wrestling, simple tips. But me or other guys can't apply some of those tips because he's just so strong that it only works for him.
And this is a big fight for him as well. He's coming down trying to be the champ. Kincl looked unreal in his last fight against Alex Ahore. He looked phenomenal, like rejuvenated. What are your thoughts on this fight? What? And I don't know if you would do this, but would you give a prediction for how you see this fight going?
Yeah, I see this fight going in a Carlos gonna win. Not just because he's my teammate, but it's a huge event. And Carlos is built for it. He likes to create pressure on himself and he loves to be under the pressure, and he loves to fight in front of these big audiences in these big arenas. That's exactly what suits him. So I think that although Kincl is a great fighter, I think when they would be fighting in a gym and no one would be there, Kincl would win. But it's a fight, and it's a fight in front of many people. There's a lot of pressure, and I think that's the reason why Carlos will win. He will have the edge. He will have the mental edge.
One last thing, a prediction. Let us know what we're going to see December 30th from Jan Malak.
From Jan Malak, you gonna see motivated, prepared Jan Malak, who's ready to perform on a top level, and I will be victorious.
Oh, hey, who's the little one? I can hear one very close.
Yeah, this is my little baby girl. Malik, what's
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Hello. Mwah. Hey, you've got better hair than your daddy. That's good. Bye. Listen, Jan, you're the man. You are the man. Thank you so much. And your family is beautiful. I look forward to seeing you in Ostrava, maybe. Will you be there?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay,
But
if not,
yeah, I appreciate it, Bryan. I like you so much. From the start, you it feels like I've known you forever, and it's just a pleasure to be around you. So, and once again, thanks for this interview on Octagon Hype, and I hope I will see you in Ostrava in person.
Listen, you make beautiful babies. Keep doing that as well, all right? Mwah. Take care, brother. I'll see you soon. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Papa, Lasko. Papa, udělej.
So there we have it, Jan Malak. What a guy. Listen, Josh, he is just a great energy. He's a funny dude. Like I said, he's done stand-up comedy before. He's a unique personality. And I love it when we commentate together, because I sharp myself up in the suit. He turns up like in a Hawaii 5-0 thing, unbuttons down to here because he's got all the chests and all the look. We look like Starsky, a real cheap Starsky and Hutch, Josh. Not like us. We look like a world-class duo. Me and him. It's funny though. It's funny, and you need personalities like that, right? You need those people where it's not just about the fights. It's everything else that comes with him.
Yeah, what a man that's funny and can fight.
And looks great.
If only you could tick all those boxes, Bryan.
Joshua, good chin. Look, let's have a look at some of the social stuff that is going on, because obviously we've got December 3rd coming at us very quickly, which means we've also got December 30th, the huge fight, Kincl versus Vemola, coming at us as well. And always the question, the consistent question is, how does Vemola look from going from light heavyweight, now looking to come back down to middleweight? Well, Josh, this is exactly how he looks. Look at this. This is him stepping on the scales for the first time in a very long time, getting under 100 kilograms. That journey is happening. He's on his way. He's en route. And then just look at the shape he's in, dude.
He looks great, doesn't he?
Scary great, right?
Yeah, that fight in particular is an absolute, like, what a way to finish the year. Kincl, I mean, look how well he looked against Lahore.
I know,
and
crazy.
Then you've got Vemola coming in looking like this. That's some power in one cage.
It's some power in one cage. Then let's look at what Kincl's up to. So Guerrilla MMA have opened up open sparring at their gym. So anyone who wants to come down and train and mix it up can do it. And look at the mats. Look at this. You got Matous Kohout, DD Skfor. You've got David Kozma, and you've got Patrick Kincl, all on the same mats sparring. And they're doing this, I think, roughly once a week. These guys are getting together. And you talk about iron sharpens iron. You look at David Kozma, his trajectory that he's gone through. DD Skfor, the first ever Czech fighter to fight in glory, now on an absolute rampage in mixed martial arts, looking fantastic. Matous Kohout, just one of the scariest dudes out there. And then Patrick Kincl, in his prime, getting ready to fight Vemola. I would pay pay-per-view money for the sparring in Guerrilla MMA alone.
Iron sharpens iron, like you said.
And the other twist on this, Josh, is DD Squaw trains with Vemola. So he trains at Riders MMA, and it just shows that sort of the community they've got over there in the Czech Republic, how they're willing to bounce around, help train each other. You see it with Jiří Prohaska as well. He brings people in from all over the Czech Republic to come and help him get better as a martial artist. But I think it's just a little twist in the story that is Kincl versus Vemola coming at us. What else have we got? Okay, now I'm going to show you this video. And I've watched a lot of the serial killer documentaries on Netflix. I've seen a lot of horror movies. And I don't think I've ever been as scared as when I saw Jonas Magard, the Shark, our bantamweight king, post this video.
Hey Philip, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. I am grinding like always. But today was a very special day. During my workout, I almost started crying. And I didn't almost start crying because I'm scared or anything like that. I almost started crying because I'm so excited. I can't wait to get into that cage and hurt you. So, I just want to wish you a good weekend, and I can't wait.
Jeffrey Dahmer, take a seat, right? Oh my God. Psychopath.
We've spoken about this before. There's certain people that step into that cage, and some are martial artists, some are nice guys, some are not nice guys. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but he looks like an absolutely terrifying guy on that video.
I've spent a lot of time with Jonas Magard. He is lovely. Like the energy, the smile, the blonde hair, the cute face. But when we've talked fighting, it has been that intense. Wow. I think if we were back in the Gladiators arena, he would have thrived with no referee to the death. That guy would take it. And just to post that video, the look in his eyes, just the mind games behind it. Scary as hell, right, Josh?
We've got to remember, these are fighters. They're going in there, they're doing damage. Like we can talk about all we want about it. It can be polished. It's a production. It's two men going in there and they're going after each other, and only one man can win. That's a scary dude.
That's a scary dude. So he will take on Filip Maček for the second time. He'll defend his title again on that card that will see Kincl and Vemola as well. What an end to the year, Josh. And we got news for you guys over there, because Josh Goodgen, what's happening, mate? What are you doing over the next two events?
Well, cheers to you guys. I'm going to be at the next two events. Yes! I'm going to be shooting some more behind the scenes. Man, I'm so excited. Like, I've loved every minute of my Octagon journey so far. So starting this production with you, obviously, then we got to go to Bruno. I got to experience it for myself. And then to find out I get to come to the last two events of the year, shoot some behind the scenes, show us, the fans, what it's actually like there, and give it's that exclusive access in it. It's that real behind the scenes. And I think it's credit as well to the vlog that you put together last time, because it really it gave that feel, gave that emotion. We're now stepping into Ostrava with the press conference, David Kozma, the fight card, the Tichota, all those stories coming together, and then into the end of the year as well, which will be absolutely huge. We've got some more news, some more announcements coming with regards to that, with regards to maybe what we'll do with your vlog over that event in particular. So we will keep you posted, so stay tuned. And don't forget, if you guys want to watch these fights, watch Octagon 37, 38 and all the upcoming events with Octagon, just go to octagon.tv/EN, click the button and join us live. As always, thank you for watching Octagon Hypes. Follow us on social media, hit the subscribe button, spread the word, share the love, and we will see you after Ostrava for another Octagon Hype.